Google Art Project has scanned or has made high resolution scans of several works of art. What that means is you can zoom in all the way to see the brush stroke, as you can see here. You can search artists and artworks, and another cool new feature is a museum view. And what you can do here is you can pick certain museums around the world, and you can take a tour and walk right through the museum, exactly how it looks. Let's load this one. This is the Getty Center in LA. And if I click and walk, I can walk right through this museum. I can look around at the works of art. I can zoom in. And I can keep walking. So this is Google Art Project. You can also make your own collections. So if you are studying a certain period of time of art with students, you can make a collection and pull those pieces together. You can compare two different artworks side by side. And two other projects that are similar to this. One is called the World Wonders Project, which takes you on a tour of various sites around the world. And similar to the museum view, you can walk through this, you can get information. There are videos, photography, all kinds of things linked off here. We're not loading here, I'm not sure why. And then the third project is the Google Cultural Institute, and this is a collection of historical pieces and cultural pieces, different things that have happened, and you can click into one and it brings you to all kinds of information about this and puts it in kind of a timeline view and brings up all kinds of images and information. Okay, another favorite thing of mine with Google is searching the Google News archive. So if you go to news.google.com, and then when you're here, go up to this top search bar, and there is an advanced news search button, and if you go down here to source and type Google News Archive and then change the date to specified dates, and I'm going to say 1860 to 1865, and I can come up here and search for Lincoln. Watch what I get. Let's click on this first one. I get actual scans of newspapers from that time period, where with the word Lincoln highlighted. You can see an overview. This is from the Deseret News, it looks like. I can click and move around this newspaper. This is great for primary sources with students. The next one that I want to show you is google.com/trends. And when you go to google.com/trends, you get this search bar, and in here put terms that you're comparing. So what this will do is this will look at what is being searched in Google. So I'm going to try telephone, iPhone, Android, Android, Sony Ericsson. Oh, didn't spell that right. I still didn't spell that right. We'll leave it at that. And what you see is a graph of all of the searches since 2004. And you see this kind of orange line is the iPhone. And what you can do is analyze this. So looking at these spikes, what do we think that means? And that is most likely when a new iPhone was released. And so this is good if you're comparing different terms with students, and you want to, especially good for current events, and you want to do some analysis of what is being searched when. My next favorite is Google Lit Trips. This is a website that creates I guess a tour of novels. And so what you can do here is there are various novels that you can search from, and you download a file which opens up in Google Earth. And so this is googlelittrips.com. And so what I've done is I've already downloaded a file for the Odyssey. So I'm going to show you that. And when I open up that file in Google Earth, what I get here on the left-hand side is a tour of locations of the Odyssey. So I'll click on the first one, Troy, a box pops up, and in these boxes is information. And so you can go on a tour and follow what's happening in the novel. And in these boxes, there might be text, there might be videos, there might be pictures. Here's one with a picture. And you can download these pre-made on google.trips.com, but I'd also point out that in Google Earth, anyone can create a tour like this. Students can do this. You could create a tour of maybe a student's hometown where they're from originally, and they can share these files with each other and watch each other's tours. Here's another great resource we saw using Google Tools. This is David Rumsey Historical Map Collection. It is rumsey.geogarage.com. If you Google David Rumsey Historical Map Collection, I'm sure you'll get to it. And what David Rumsey has done on this map is he has put historical maps and overlaid them onto Google Maps. So I'll click on this one. Let's see, this is China from 1875. Let's click Open Image. And what I see here is I see a historical map which has been overlaid directly onto Google Maps. And what's really cool is over here on the left, you can move this slider, and you can see here's Google Earth, and then you can slowly bring up the map, and you can zoom in and to get more detail on this map. And so it's showing historically what that area, how the borders were divided, and then you can turn it off and you can look at how the borders are divided now. All right, here are two just fun tools that you can use. The first one is Docs Story Builder, and it's at docstorybuilder.appspot.com. The link is in the document. I'm going to click Get Started, and what it is it lets you build your own Google Docs story. So for example, I'm going to say, okay, here's Miss Dowd, these are my characters, let's say Sally and Joe, and we're going to write a story, and Miss Dowd is going to say physics is the best subject ever. And then we're going to have Sally come in and say, yes, it is the best. And then let's have Joe go back and say physics is not the best subject ever, and erase that and say, no, indeed. And then I'm going to click Preview Story. And what I've got now is I have a Google Docs story that I've just made up. So you can imagine the creativity. You can be far more creative than the little story I just made. You could have students write a story with characters. This could be a character analysis, something like that. My next fun Google Docs thing, this one's just really fun. This is called Docs Demo Masters Edition. You're writing with master writers, and so I will respond to this, to be or not to be, and I will say, I choose to be. I love life. Oh, you see William Shakespeare had just popped in there, and okay, now we've got Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, he's not so happy about life. And as you keep going, different authors will pop in, and you can share your collaboration. And if I look up here, I can see who's collaborating with me: Nietzsche, Shakespeare, etc., etc.